What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like SATOU Sabally most likely will be heading to Indiana, according to certain sources. We finna dive into this story. For this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. As free agency is currently underway and about to get kicked off, the Indiana Fever is the hottest team in discussion for the 2025 WNBA season. There is a lot on the line for this young basketball team. They got a new head coach. They got the biggest star in women's basketball, and they got one of the best backcourts in all of basketball, men's and women, to my knowledge. You know, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark is arguably going to be called the Splash Sisters when it's all said and done by the end of this 2025 season. If they can somehow figure out a way to get Kelsey Mitchell signed and get her to stay in Indianapolis, there is one power move on the table that everybody is paying attention to. That is SATOU Sabally free agency. She is a big time free agent and arguably the biggest free agent in all of the WNBA. Now, we know Breanna Stewart is a free agent. We know that Kelsey Plum is a free agent. Well, I'm here to tell you, Breanna Stewart more than likely is going to stay in New York. Kelsey Plum looking like she could possibly go to Seattle, maybe LA. But as of right now, those two are really kind of not moving in the direction of the Indiana Fever. Now, SATOU Sabally, she's young, she's fit, she's aggressive, and she's a big-time playmaker. Now, there are sources, people saying that SATOU Sabally likely fit better in Indiana. Now, her sister is currently playing with Breanna Stewart up in New York. Now, my whole thing about this is my thing about the New York situation. Now, we know that there's current situation going on where her and Sabrina used to be teammates and all this and that. One thing about New York is, do they even have the cap space to sign SATOU Sabally? What would they have to get rid of to make it work, to make sure she get there? Would they lose their bench? What will happen? That's my biggest thing with them signing SATOU Sabally in New York. Now, with her coming over to the Indiana Fever, there ain't really much they got to do to get her. You know what I'm saying? Move a couple pieces, boom, bow, get rid of some overpaid players that ain't worth the money anyways. And there we go. The Indiana Fever is automatically in championship contention. Like, do we understand that? They signed SATOU Sabally, they're automatically in championship contentions out the gate. Lexi Hall coming off the bench is going to be nasty. Well, Annie of the Chicago Times dropped a major bombshell yet again. Most intriguing prospective landing spot for Sabally, considering the lineup they already have in place. If the Fever front office is able to re-sign guard Kelsey Mitchell and secure Sabally, the team will become title contenders overnight. Another possibility for Sabally might be joining where? The New York Liberty. Now, her sister is over there, like I stated. And I just don't think that New York got the cap space to make it happen. Now, there is other plays and scenarios going on in the W as well. That is slowly approaching us. Today said January the 8th. We're pretty much a couple of days away for the biggest part of the WNBA season. That is coring certain players. During this period, teams are allowed to extend qualifying offers to core eligible or reserved players. The Fever will actively be involved in the 2025 free agency. The 2025 WNBA free agency period is nearly beginning on January the 11th and continuing throughout the winter. The process follows a structure similar to the NBA free agency, with specific dates for different types of players, including core eligibility, reserved, and a restricted free agent. Teams across the league will look to bolster their rosters, with Indiana Fever expected to make significant moves. Now, that is what word on the street is. Word on the street is that the Indiana Fever is going to make big time moves during this free agency. Here's the schedule of the WNBA free agency for those of you guys who might not know this. January 11th through January 20th, that is when free agency really kind of starts. You can start coring players and reserve players. During this period, teams are allowed to extend qualifying offers to core eligibility or reserve players. For the Indiana Fever, the only players affected from this time frame is Kelsey Mitchell, who is core eligible after completing her 3-year extension with the Fever following the 2024 season. So the only player on the Fever basketball team that is eligible to be cored is Kelsey Mitchell. I just want to make sure y'all got me right there. So Kelsey Mitchell was the only player that is eligible to be cored by the Indiana Fever. Now, on January the 21st, teams can begin negotiating with free agents. So like the SATOU Sabally situation, this could get started by the 21st of January, and the Fever can begin negotiating with all available free agents with the expectations of players who have been cored by other teams. If Indiana wants to engage with the player who has been cored, such as SATOU Sabally from the Wings, who is likely to receive a core destination, they will need to permission from the Wings to proceed. Additionally, the Fever can make offers to restricted free agents, but those offers can be matched by the players. Now, they have to get permission from the Wings to even do business with SATOU Sabally. So, like, they got to okay them even talking to her and being able. Now, the only thing I can see that will help the Fever get this approved is Amber Cox. Now, Amber Cox came to us from Dallas. So that's SATOU Sabally current team. So if Amber Cox already got a relationship built over there with Dallas, do what she got to do. She know the people behind the scenes, and maybe she might get this approved. Because don't forget, they got the number 1 pick, and I don't care. They probably don't give a damn about SATOU Sabally right now. Let's just keep it real. They have the number 1 pick for the lottery draft. Let's not forget that. That could become a factor as well. Now, players can officially sign contracts on February 1st and move on to the next phase, with players officially signing contracts or offer sheets with their respective teams. However, teams won't officially announce any signings until this date, as this is when contracts are officially submitted. So February 1st is when contracts are signed, done with. Now, here's the Indiana Fever free agency plans so far. People is guessing. Now, this is in fact. It says the Fever will be actively involved in the 2025 free agency with 2 main goals: retaining all-star guard Kelsey Mitchell and adding more star power to their pair with standout talents Caitlin Clark, Leah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Future with the team is a major point of the focus, and the Fever to solidify their roster into the 2025 season. Now, will they get this done? I believe so, but at the end of the day, don't nobody ever know nothing. We just got to wait and see. Keep them bells on so you stay up to date for this free agency news, so you guys can see who's going to be the next teammate of Caitlin Clark as they make a run for the WNBA championship in 2025. Like always, man, until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out. Shake the haters off.